everybody and welcome back to another Make Me Ramble. So guys, today I'm going to ramble about something that has gone ignored for really too long. You know, I can't ignore the elephant in the room any longer. I've got to talk about the thing that is breaking the internet, well, breaking our little corner of the internet anyway, and that is Age of Sigmar, sorry, and everyone's calling it that kind of stuff. It's so funny. But I just thought I'd give you my opinions and stuff on it, basically, have a little ramble about it. From what I've gathered, I've kind of not done anything in of all the rumours and stuff, and kind of waited for stuff to come out and things, and I just think it's funny how people are getting so enraged about it. I've got one friend in particular. By the way, these are just my opinions and everything, guys. So feel free to have a do you know what? Fuck it. Feel free to have a rage in the comments. Let some of that anger, some of that stress, some of that hatred that you guys have against rage, let it all out. Because I know from personal experience, it's not good to keep rage bottled up inside you. Hence why I stopped doing my Space Marine videos, because I was basically close to having a heart attack, essentially. But so these are just my opinions on what I know so far, and what I think of the game so far. First and foremost, you know, I can't help but feel a little bit gutted for a lot of the old school players. I never played fantasy. I was never a fantasy person. I dabbled a little bit when I was younger, but the rules and stuff were very complex and stuff like that, and fantasy has always been something that I've kind of wanted to get into, but I just never had the chance to, because, you know, again, massive units, having to rank up, it's not very good for a conversionist point of view and a hobbyist point of view, that I didn't think. I mean, I liked the game and stuff like that, you know, I liked the way it sounded, but it was just never something that I was getting into. I feel that the massive rules change is what everyone is raging about quite a bit. But first and foremost, I'm going to talk about the models. I personally think the models are alright from a hobbyist point of view. And to be honest, guys, I always try and go in to stuff with a hobbyist point of view because I'm not a gamer. I don't really game that much. If anything, I would say I'm the more casual side of a casual gamer. It's nothing major for me. I don't play games. With the new Age of Sigmar stuff, I'd look at it and go, oh, that's some nice stuff for conversions, what I can use. First and foremost, the Sigmarites, they are alright looking. They're a bit plain, a little bit low on the detail for me. I really hope that Games Workshop aren't going to continue the snap fit low part count for these kits. Although the fact that Games Workshop's marketing them to a very young audience, which I'll come on to in a bit if I remember, that is we might see that all the kits might be like these just two-part models that you just glue together and that's it, they're done, which I think would be an absolute shame. And one of the things that's always been with Games Workshop and Forge World and stuff, normally the more parts, the bigger the price. So if they bring the price down, then I think that might counter it, but still it'd be a bit shit for going from these awesome model kits, these shitty two-part snap-fit plastic figures. But from what I've seen so far, I quite like the Chaos stuff. A lot of people are raging about the Chaos stuff. I think it looks great for conversions and parts. And if I had the money, to just fork out and buy a kit, I would just buy a kit just to have the parts, the model parts and stuff. Going on to the kits and things like that, apparently a lot of stuff is going to change. We're not going to see an awful lot of the kits that they have now standing around, because they're all going to have to be repackaged and rebranded, because this is one of the things that annoys me personally. They've decided to brilliantly change all the names of all the fantasies. So for example, orcs are now called Uruks, which is bullshit, because I know for a fact I'm never going to call them Uruks. I know most people that I know will never call them Uruks, they will always be Orcs, and Games Workshop's cause unnecessary confusion because all these little kids that they're going to entice in with this game are going to call them Uruks, and all the old-time players that are still around, if this change hasn't driven off like 90% of Games Workshop's fantasy audience, they're going to be calling them Orcs, so they're going to be like, no, they're called Uruks, and the old-timers are going to be like, no, fuck off, you little bastard, they're called Orcs, they always will be, GW's a wanker. So that's annoyed me a little bit. So apparently there's like, the kits are going to change and stuff like that, which will be a shame, which you know, kind of makes me want to buy all the kits that I really like for Fantasy. I think the end time stuff is probably going to stick around, but the like the older kits, like well, just all the older kits are probably going to get changed to these new like snap fit ones, which I'm a bit meh at. But as we go back to the models, I like the corn stuff. I think that looks all right. And you know, the Sigmar stuff, there's some usefulness. I mean, I've seen so many Space Marine conversions, and the people are going to be using them as like, you know, Terminators or whatever for like Sanguinary Guard and all that kind of stuff. You know, so it's got some cool conversion possibilities. One of the things that I'm a little bit concerned about is with the entire retcon of the Warhammer world, they've got rid of Slaanesh. Like, they've literally just... Because basically what I feel they're doing, they're marketing this towards small children, which... Because they're doing that, they're alienating a lot of the adult audience, and this is where I think part of the reason is why people are getting some massive hate on. Because they've retconned the entire old world, it's no longer in existence now. It means that things like... I say, because it's, you know, I targeted a smaller audience, an audience, things like it's going to get less brutal, it's going to get less gory, it's going to get, like, I think a lot of the Nurgle stuff and a lot of, like, the really nasty stuff is going to get toned down an awful lot. And like I said, they've gotten rid of Slaanesh. In some of the rules, there's, like, some of the fluff, apparently, like, Sigmar imprisons Slaanesh. So basically, that's Games Workshop's way of saying, yep, we've got Slaanesh, you're not going to see him again. Period. I don't know whether that, I hope that's not going to carry on to 40k, because that means they have to retcon all of the Horus Heresy, all of 40k, because obviously you've got Emperor's Children and stuff, and they went to Slaanesh. You know, so that's a huge shit. They're going to have to retcon all the novels, everything now. Personally, I think 40k is safe for a good long while, just because I think that if they did that to 40k, they would kill their entire fan base, and it would run Games Workshop into the dust. And I think that this situation that Games Workshop have put themselves in now, I think that they have lost a lot of their old supporters and a lot of their older players and things. One of the things that I do find really funny is Games Workshop's kind of answer to everyone raging and stuff is, you can still play 8th edition, there's nothing stopping you that, but you can't play it in our stores. So Games Workshop should be giving you a big middle finger on that respect. It's quite fun. It's really funny. You know, Mr. Pidge is one of the most upset, butthurt people that I know about, because he's just raging. He can't let go of the rage and the hate. I actually brought him an Age of Sigmar pin badge from the Forge World Open Day. If you go on my Facebook page, guys, on the Age of Time Facebook page, you'll see the video. It's funny as fuck. Seriously, you gotta see it. It's ace. I just give him this badge. He's like, got your present from Forge World Open Day. He's like, fuck off. But yeah, so a lot of people, like, Pidge is like really annoyed about the rules changes, and we're going to come on to some of the rule changes now. Fantasy was always a very complex game in my point of view, because I don't pick up rules that quickly, and I've only just managed to start grasping 40k. But for people like Mr. Pidge, and for people that like the complexity, the ranked up, you know, all the strategic elements of the game, that's all gone now. And it's been replaced by a very basic system, which again leads me to believe that they're marking it to very young kids, like 12 or under. Maybe like 12 to 10. But it's weird because it's hit or miss, really. I know a lot of people that love it, and a lot of people that absolutely hate it, and they want to literally put a jihad on Games Workshop HQ. And if I was Games Workshop, I would be really concerned about that big shiny golden statue they've just put at the front of Warhammer World, because someone's going to vandalise that one day. I can imagine that just getting trashed to fuck by some angry fan in Nottingham. But anyway, so the rules, very simple. I mean, I don't really care about the rules and stuff like that. There's some stuff in it that made me a little bit, like, that is silly and that is stupid. The first thing, there's no point cost. So that's really weird. So there's no point cost for anything, so you can just have stuff. So really, what Games Workshop have done, they've followed along a lot of lines of video game models, which is pay to win. So basically, the more money you have, the easier it is for you to win. Because say, for example, alright, say I've got £1 million to spend versus someone who's only maybe got £100 to spend. I am just going to buy, I don't know, I'm just going to come with like 10 Nagash models, or I'm going to come with 40 dragon models. So I'm going to be like, okay, so there's no points cost or anything like that. So here's my 40 dragons. What have you got? Oh, you've got a couple of squads. I win all the time. And what that does, that opens the doors for proper cunty bastards. Really, really fucking knobbish cunty cunts that just are so stuck in their cuntish ways, they will go about it just to be a cunt to people and buy all these cunty new models that are really OP and cuntish. Wow, I've said cunt quite a lot there. But yeah, it's just, that's a bit stupid. Apparently, somewhere online, floating around in the non-broken section of all that kind of stuff, there is a way to calculate points based on, someone has made this, I think, calculate points based on what stats are available and what rules are available and stuff like that. So that'll help a lot of people that want fair games. Other things that annoyed me, one of the things that was, didn't really annoy me but concerned me more than anything was Games Workshop's blatant sexism. And this is going to open up a can of worms for them, I think, and I think that someone somewhere should do this and will probably do this. There's a rule that basically, and this rolls down to some of the really daft rules, which I'll go on to in a bit. And there's a rule that, like, if you have a mustache, if your mustache is better than your opponent, you get to re-roll, like, all your hits or all your wounds or whatever, that kind of crap going on. Now, what if you're a female player playing against a male player that's got a slight bit of stubble? Like, I mean, like, look at the moment, I've got a bit of stubble going on, you know? If I'm playing against a female opponent, I go, oh, well, my moustache is clearly better than yours. It's not, it's just stubble, but you don't have one. So therefore, I get a natural gender advantage over you, which is something that, unless they come out with a rule with a female character, something to do with breasts or something, but I know they won't do that because they're gearing it towards kids, hence they've got rid of Slanesh. Unless they do something like that, female orientated, then someone somewhere, some female gamer is going to be basically take Games Workshop to court, and they're not going to have a leg to stand on. I mean, even if they say something like, oh, well, our Age of Sigmar isn't marketed towards female characters, boom, nail in the coffin straight away there. And Games Workshop are going to be paying out an awful lot of money to whoever this is that's decided to get them, you know, for like, you know, racial, gender stereotyping, which is really stupid. Now, bringing me on to some of the other rules, this is again a thing that I think is alienating a lot of players, and this is the reason why I don't think I will pick up on it. And I know it's going back to the days, you know, when it was fun and stuff like that, but for me, there's a fine line between fun and being embarrassingly silly. Now, the mustache thing is one of them, and there's rules like, you know, you have to like make animal noises or something like that if you have is it a war gore or something like that? I can't remember. It's some kind of Beastman thing. You can basically be like this, and you know, and I know a lot of people that aren't going to want to do that. If they play in Games Workshop, which you know a lot of people in my local one do, first and foremost, you've got a huge fuck off window, so there's another rule as well, which you have to dance around and make your opponent dance. First and foremost, a lot of people that I know have, you know, quite a bit of like, you know, social anxiety and a lot of stuff that makes them socially awkward, and that's just going to make them go more introverted, and it's going to make them feel a lot more singled out if they're doing that, and everyone can fucking see, because like I said, our Games Workshop has got this huge massive window, unless they decide to fucking tint that window so people can't see in, which I highly doubt, because that will stop sales. People aren't going to want to play the game in store because they're going to have to do all these stupid rules. There's also another one where, oh, what is it now? Yeah, like I say, all the ones where you have to say stuff and you have to be like, brr, 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 like, our Games Workshop is notoriously warm, so our door is always open, and if you're walking by on the street, I've had it before, I've just walked past, I'm not even going into the store, on the other side of the street, I've heard people like, yes, get in, you know, because they've like had like an amazing dice roll. So people can hear all this weird shit going on, and if anything, I think it's going to drive customers away, because can you imagine walking past a store and hearing someone making animal noises and then the other person dancing around like a spat everywhere then, dancing around like a fucking loon? People are going to be like, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen, watch this, guys. So you're gonna hear the noise. You're gonna hear like. The fuck is going on in there? I'm going this way, running away. That is what's gonna happen straight away. But it's going to alienate people, and it's going to make people not want to go in. It's going to make people not want to go in to buy. It's going to make people not want to go in to get new stuff. It's going to make people not want to get into that because they're going to be like, what the fuck are these freaks doing in this store? But there's already, I know in Arsenal, we already have a problem with chavs like just sticking their heads in and going, oh, fucking Warhammer geeks and all this. Like, it's going to make it so much worse. And I don't think Games Workshop realised that. Like I say, I understand bringing the whole fun thing. Like, one of the old school rules from 40k that I remember was like Gorkamorka rules. If you put your orcs on an orc truck, actually physically in there, if you move them, if an orc fell off, he actually fell off and died in the game. Like, those are the kind of funny rules and silly rules that I would personally like to see. None of this, like, dancing around, fucking snorting like a fucking walrus, you know, kind of malarkey. All those shenanigans. It's just really weird. And I don't know where Games Workshop have got these ideas from. I mean, have they, like, been watching loads of, like, PewDiePie videos on YouTube? Or have they been, like, watching loads of, like, you just go, oh, this is what the kids are into today. Kids like silly stuff. Kids like all kinds of manic, right, fun stuff. Let's put that into the game. I've just spat again. It's because I'm really thirsty. I'm getting spit bubbles, guys. Of some brew. I wanted it when I was in work once. I had a spit bubble on it. I said something, it went, it flew off and landed on the bloke's cheek, and we both kind of looked at each other like we both saw it, and I just kind of went, and just wiped it off his face and carried on talking to him. It was fucking well funny, guys. But anyway, I digress. I think that, I mean, I know a lot of friends. Oh, where's my chair? I need to feel like I need to stand my leg on something. I've got a lot of friends that really don't like it, and like I say, it just enrages them when, like, there's the staff members and when they hear Games Workshop say, you know, oh, but you can still play 8th edition. But it sucks as well because you can't, like, but Games Workshop has driven away so many of their fans now, because I know people that only really use Games Workshop as a gaming venue. There's not that many gaming clubs in my area, and that's where they go to hang out and stuff. For now, because they can't play the games that they like, they're not going to be able to go there, which sucks a little bit. Because again, I know, like, maybe I know one person that's got, like, a good, like, area or a good terrain space that's nearby, that's like in easy access to get to. I know one person, and it, you know, unless he starts charging people to come around his and, you know, use his facilities. But anyway, I digress again. I just think it's a bit weird, and it's going to make or break Games Workshop, this, because they've put so much money into it. Like, they go into all these conventions and stuff with Age of Sigmar, and at the open day there was like an Age of Sigmar team there, and they're trying to get people hyped for it, and it's just like, meh. And there was so many people, like, literally in the entranceway to the new Warhammer world, they had it there, and they were like, oh yeah, Age of Sigmar, and everyone was like, no, just bypassing them, just completely bypassing them and walking around them. They didn't want to know. But yeah, it's just a weird thing, but everyone is so enraged about it, and it's like, I'm just watching the comments. I find it absolutely fucking hilarious. Like, there's a group that's popped up literally called The Rage of Sigmar, and it is people literally just ripping the shit out of it. It is, without a doubt, probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen, and it's just crazy, because there's the people that love it, and there's the people that hate it. Am I going to give it a go? I don't know. If I have to give it a go, then I'm gonna pick something that I don't have to do stupid rules, because, like I say, it just gives you gives your opponent an unfair advantage. And it's just like you know, all the rerolls and stuff. And again, like I like rules that are simple, but I feel that the Age of Sigmar stuff is too simple. It's like a baby's game. It is honestly like a baby's game. I feel that if they had brought this out alongside Fantasy, I think they would have done a better job, personally. If they brought it out as a third game system, because let's face it, no one plays Lord of the Rings. You know, no one plays that. Just fuck off, get rid of that, and then just bring in Age of Sigmar as a third game system, because that way people could do what they want then. Like, people, so it makes, say for example you've got a Demons of Chaos army list, you can use that cross-platform, you can use that in the 3 game system, which is brilliant. It's really, really good. Although Games Workshop wouldn't be able to make money out of that, so that's probably what they want to do. At the end of the day, guys, you've got to think Games Workshop's a business. They don't make games, they make miniatures. They're a miniatures company. That's what they do, that's what they officially say. Making rules and game systems is the last thing on their mind. They want to make models. And the model quality that they do is very, very good. It's some of the highest standards out there. Granted, there are some things that are a load of fucking bollocks, but, you know. It's just weird that it's divided the community so much. It's broken the internet, broken our core of the internet, as I stated in the beginning. People are raging. I know people that have fallen out with really long-term friends over it. I know people that are like, you know, if you do Age of Sigmar, I'm never talking to you ever again. And it's like, alright, chill out, calm the fuck down. It's a game. There's plenty of other games out there that you can go and play. And again, this is not me, you know, telling people off. This is just my opinion of it. If I don't like something, I'll find something else. If they got rid of, for example, say they did the same thing to 40k, I'd be pretty pissed off, to be honest. But I'd be like, all right, okay, that's fair enough. I still like the miniatures. I'll still, if I see something cool, I'll still buy it. But I won't play the game anymore, and I'll just move on. I'll just go full on into Mantic, because Mantic stuff is really nice, and that is the kind of level of rulage that I can understand. Like Dead Zone, for example, I just go, right, fuck it, I'm just gonna get all the stuff for Dead Zone. And do you know what? It would encourage me to actually start making my own games or something like that, and all that kind of stuff, you know. Find old copies of like the old Necromunda, Inquisitor and stuff. There's other stuff that you can do. I mean, here's an example. What a lot of people are doing that have got fantasy armies is they're just going to Kings of War by Mantic, because you can use whatever miniatures you want for that. There's no rules. So people are just doing that. And another thing, oh, it's crazy. One of the things that I've seen as well, like there's on that the trading groups on Facebook, there is hundreds. Excuse me, there are hundreds and hundreds of people that are selling their fantasy armies because they're so pissed off. Like I've seen like statuses, you know, on those groups like pissed off with fantasy, won't play Age of Sigmar. Here's an army, do you want to buy it? And it's just crazy. There's so much stuff. But again, this is one of the things, like, if they are changing a lot of the stuff, if they're getting rid of a lot of the kits and things, especially, say, if they're getting rid of Slaanesh, for fantasy, and if they're going to retcon Slaanesh, and, I mean, they've slowly been watering him down, they've slowly, over the years, like, in the 80s, he was dark as fuck, he was like fucking sadomasochist, BDSM, femme dominatrix, chick with a dick, you know. He was literally a transvestite demon that liked to fuck people up the arse. This has been a very vulgar episode. I do apologise for anyone that doesn't like foul language, but it's my channel, I can do what I want. But anyway, so they've slowly watered him down, and one of the things that people are going to do, all the scalpers are going to jump on this, because, for example, the demonettes, they're too sexy, according to Games Workshop, so they're going to get rid of them. I'm pretty certain they're going to get rid of the demonettes. Any kind of sexy looking model in like the Warhammer universe or Warhammer 40k universe, I think they're going to retcon, they're going to get rid of, and they're just even not going to have it, or to be honest, it's easy to them to just go, yeah, stop production, destroy the mold, no more of it. That's what I think is going to happen personally. So all the scalpers are going to be buying loads of kits. I mean, people are going to be stockpiling demonette kits like nobody's business. Like those old school demonettes, like the old metal ones, they go for a shit ton of money now, and they're going to be worth even more when they full on get rid of the stuff like that. And people are going to be charging like 100 quid for a box of demonettes, which is fucking ridiculous. And scalpers, really, they should be ashamed of themselves. On my Forge World Open Day video that I've just put out today, I had a go at scalpers, because like, so you've got the fucking, like, the Princess Majoris, he's a fucking 9 quid model from Forge World, for Christ's sake. That's one of the cheapest models Forge World have ever done, I think, in my knowledge anyway, and people are selling it for £25. Now I can almost buy 3 Princess Majoris models for the price of that. It's absolutely ridiculous, and then there's postage on top, so with postage you definitely will be able to buy it. So my advice to people that want those cheap, like, you know, models and cheap things like that, or even the free badges, the badges is fucking ridiculous. Like people are charging £1 for something like this. You can buy a badge making kit from Toys R Us and download this picture off the internet and make your own. You know, it's fucking stupid. But my advice to people that want these event exclusive things and event, you know, exclusive freebies is everyone knows people that are going. Just get someone to get it for you. It's going to be cheaper for you, and you don't have to pay fucking ludicrous amounts of money to dirty scalpers that sell them for stupid prices. It's one of those things that has tempted me to do that, to get the stuff and sell them, you know, on for more money. That's just, but I wouldn't do it because that's against my morals and stuff like that, you know. It really angers me when I see that kind of stuff on the old Facebook and eBay. eBay is the worst for it. It's fucking downright disgusting. Moving on to Age of Sigmar, is there anything else I should ramble about? Oh yeah, here's one of the things. Mr. Pidge pointed this out to me, which is really stupid. So you need to be within 1 inch of the centre of mass. So the 1 inch of the centre of the model to get into close combat. Okay, that's what's designated as close combat. The only thing is base to base anymore, you know, so that's really stupid for a start because someone with a dagger can hit someone a metre away. What, are they throwing it? I don't understand that, it's fucking bullshit. But at the same time, there is no rules. You can base your miniatures on whatever you want now. So, here's an example. Right, so 1 inch. So I know this is 40k, but bear with me. So this is fantasy. So here's this guy on a Terminator size base. Right, okay, so that if that model was in the centre, or your middle from the centre, that is within 1 inch of, say, this Forge Father. Is it Forge Father? I can't remember, whatever it is. So they are within, if he was in the middle, that's within 1 inch of each other. Right, okay, so yeah, combat no problem. However, let's take this guy. Let's say, for example, hold on. You want to be a cheeky fuck and a downright dirty bastard and base all your character miniatures on a base this size. Okay, so here we go. Let's use this as an example. So, massive Doomcrawler base. Put that Servitor there. Or, if you want to be really dirty, you put him at the back, like that. Something comes along that wants to assault it, you need to be within 1 inch of the centre of the mass. Oh look what happens. I'm not even within 1 inch. And the thing is, you can't do that. You can't go onto his base. No, that's not allowed. He is immune from close combat. Dirty, cheating power gamers is what that's going to bring out. It's going to bring out the worst in everybody. However, the good news is people don't have to use Games Workshop bases now. So for people that like their lipped bases, I know Mr. Pidge does, I know he's never going to fucking touch it, but people that like lip bases, you can put them on fucking octagonal bases if you wanted to. There's nothing stopping you. It's crazy. But that's one other thing that's really stupid. There's just, the rules seem like a first draft. They seem like, it seems like the design team was given 6 months to design a game, design the rules, and for 5 months and like 5 months and 4 weeks, 3 weeks, sorry, they were just wanking constantly. Look at all this money we're getting. Look at all this money. Oh, we got all this money and we're doing nothing. And then they've gone, oh shit, I need to stop wanking now and make some rules. And they literally just in like 1 week gone, yeah, this'll do. Yeah, they'll love it. It's going out free anyway. Doesn't even matter. So they've just shut that out for free. It seems like the rules are a very design stage, like they're not properly finished, and who knows, maybe they'll experiment, maybe they'll do that kind of stuff. Like I said, I'm not going to play it, I don't think, unless, you know, someone's got another faction and it can give it a go. You know, I might give it a go once, but it doesn't really interest me, truth be told. I just thought I'd get on it. Because like I said in the beginning, guys, I can't ignore the elephant in the room anymore. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been a bit of a ramble. I want to say it's a rant, but it's not been a rant. I mean, I'm not angry. I just think some stuff's silly. I'm not like, I'm not raging at stuff. I just think that the Games Workshop have done a very silly move or a very clever move. It's one or the other, and only time will tell how that plays out. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Like I said, guys, if you want to vent any rage, any frustrations, do it in the comments. Let's get debates going. Michael Jackson will probably be along to eat his popcorn, you know, and read the comments soon. If any of you guys don't know what that meme is, it's a fucking brilliant meme. I love it. I've used it so much recently. But yeah, guys, so just put in the comments, what do you think? What are your feelings about Games Workshop's Age of Sigmar? How do you think it's going to go? I want to know, guys. Let's get some conversations going. Also, a link in the doobly-doo down below for the Facebook group where I can interact with you guys in a place other than YouTube. And I will see you guys again. Thank you very much for listening. So, see you guys, and goodbye.